The time by Sagicor is
7 o'clock. CVM News at 7 headlines Thursday, brought to you by Guardian Life. Live secure, live easy. At 7 headlines Thursday, brought to you by Guardian Life. Live secure, live easy.
Should critical illness strike? Don't let worry fill your head.
Tonight in CVM News at 7, traffic changes announced for Sunday's political meetings. Tinson-Pan Aerodrome to be relocated. Public sanitary convenience finally opened in Junction St. Elizabeth. In the business report, Jamaica Broilers' new energy plant is set to keep chicken prices steady. And in sports, Ashanti Moore clocks personal best in Serbia.
CVM News at 7 headlines Thursday, brought to you by Guardian Life. Live secure, live easy.
Should critical illness strike? Don't let worry fill your head. Say hello to happiness and goodbye to worry with Guardian Life's new Ultimate Provider Plan. Secure your medical expenses in the event of critical illness ahead of time, while benefiting from our investment portfolio and so much more. Give yourself and your family the peace of mind you deserve with Guardian Life's new Ultimate Provider Plan today. And live secure, live easy.
Kingston, Jamaica. This is CVM News at 7 for Thursday, August 7, 2025. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Nika Lewis. Well, there are some major traffic changes announced for the corporate area this Sunday as both major political parties are set to stage public meetings. The police have issued a public advisory. With the details, here's Amoy Harriott.
By all indications, Sunday is shaping up to be a politically electrifying day with high energy and even higher expectations. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness is expected to announce the date for the upcoming general elections during the Jamaica Labour Party's rally in Halfway Tree. Now, minutes away from that location, the People's National Party will be hosting its own meeting in Crossroads. Now, with just days to go until the dual events, the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, has announced some major traffic restrictions that will go into effect at 11 a.m. on Sunday through to midnight on Monday. For Halfway Tree, key routes such as Constant Spring Road, Malines Road, and Hagley Park Road will see diversions. Motorists heading into the square will be rerouted through South Avenue, Eastwood Park Road, Oxford Road, Winchester Road, and other alternative corridors. Now, parking will be available along sections of Constant Spring Road and Halfway Tree Road, but only in clearly designated lanes and not beyond Courtney Walsh Drive or Holy Childhood High School. Meanwhile, in Crossroads, access to the square will be limited. Restrictions will be in place along Halfway Tree Road, Orange Street, Old Hope Road, and Marasca Road. Motorists heading from Halfway Tree Road, Orange Street, Old Hope Road, or Marasca Road will be diverted via Retirement Road, Torrington Bridge, Tom Redcam Road, and other surrounding routes. Now, parking will only be allowed in designated areas such as parts of Slipe Road, Studio One Boulevard, and Caledonia Crescent, with no parking permitted on Halfway Tree Road or Old Hope Road. Motorists and patrons are being asked to obey the directives of the officers that will be on location. In the meantime, as for what Jamaicans can expect from the meetings,
I think it will top the energy we've been seeing across the island. At each stop, it has been growing stronger and stronger. In our political terms, we say PNP bank come down, or we say PNP river come down bank to bank. The Prime Minister has left little to surprise because he has allowed the time to come down to the wire, the same way he did with the last local government election. He left himself no room to catch us off guard.
I expect a high energy meeting. You know, our speakers are vibrant. They know how to engage a crowd. Our meetings are not usually characterized by rhetoric of blood, fire, or war. Our party leader has given a strict indicator, a directive, I'd endeavor to say, that our messaging must be positive. I can indicate that we are ready as well for whenever the Prime Minister and the Jamaica Labour Party leader decides to call it. Whether he will do so Sunday, I don't know. It's a matter for him. Whether it is 2 weeks' time or longer, again, a matter for him.
Amoy, Harriott, CVM News.
The political back and forth continues as Jamaica Labour Party Campaign Committee Chair Dr. Christopher Tufton lashes out at opposition leader Mark Golding, calling his recent comments on rescuing Jamaica hypocritical. Xoa Grant has the details.
Dr. Tufton took aim at the People's National Party leader, describing his remarks as barefaced hypocrisy and accusing him of pretending to be a model of ethics while failing to acknowledge past shortcomings.
I hear the leader of the opposition, Golding, talking about rescuing Jamaica. He is going to rescue Jamaica. And you know, I have to shake my head because to me it is the most barefaced hypocrisy I have ever heard being meted out on the ears, the eyes, and the visuals of the Jamaican people.
Tufton urged Jamaicans to be cautious of politicians who present themselves as saviors, warning that their promises may not align with their record in office. He asserts that if any government deserves credit for real improvements, it's the Jamaica Labour Party under Prime Minister Andrew Holness.
He also speaks about this ethical posture and positioning as if he's some paragon of virtue and ethics. And I want Jamaicans to be wary of those who come in the name of morals and ethics and who come to rescue when their track record speaks directly opposite to what now they are promising to do.
Tufton added that the JLP administration has restored health centers, employed more doctors and nurses, and delivered more medication through the National Health Fund, surpassing the PNP's performance.
If anybody has rescued Jamaicans and more Jamaicans than any other time, it is this Jamaica Labour Party government under Andrew Holness. We reduce poverty, we impose no new taxes, we bring down crime, we restore more health centers, we add more doctors and nurses, we provide more medication under the National Health Fund than any time before under any other government, certainly better than under any PNP administration.
Xoa Grant reporting for CVM News.
The political fever in Portmore has not escaped the attention of the wider society, and CVM's lead story Prime brought two political aspirants from the constituency together in the hot seat. Both outlined varying approaches towards developing St. Catharines Southeastern, a seat being closely watched. Kevin Black reports.
I appreciate the privilege. It's always a privilege for me to serve the people, especially in a constituency that I once lived.
The long-awaited election date has been the proverbial talk of the town, as it will possibly be announced this Sunday. This probability has prompted political stakeholders island-wide to engage with the media in an effort to acquire more supporters. Speaking on CVM's lead story Prime Tuesday night, the incumbent member of parliament for St. Catherine Southeastern promised to provide a solution-oriented approach to satisfying the needs of his constituents.
In the constituency of Southeast St. Catherine, it was not hard for me. As I said, I once lived in the area, I know majority of the issues that people faces, and listening to people, analyzing their issues, and see how best you can solve those issues. I've done over 100 roads in the constituency since I'm elected member of parliament, although I'm responsible for just 3.
On the other end of the spectrum, PNP caretaker Dr. Alfred Dawes highlighted that many politicians boast of completing projects that are large in scale but ignore smaller developments that will greatly benefit the common folk.
I am also going to focus my efforts on using the CDF to make the close lives, the close neighborhood, the proximities of the different houses and streets and communities a little bit better, rather than focusing on just the mega projects. It takes a village to raise a child. So it is that community-oriented development that I want to bring to Portmore.
One area in the constituency which MP Miller hopes to address is the infamous Port Henderson Road, an alleged red light district. He intends to make this area a suitable place for commerce.
It's illegal in Jamaica. It's not my intent to legalize the activities that are in there.
Yeah.
It's my intent to ensure that each facility around Port Henderson Road,
Yes.
anybody can enter those facilities and have a nice meal with live music. My aim and my purpose as a member of parliament for Southeast St. Catherine is to ensure that the area that I have custody over and I'm representing for the people is adequate.
Both candidates are fighting hard to win the constituency in the upcoming elections. Kevin Black reporting for CVM News.
In other news now, 3 of Jamaica's most beloved reggae legends were honored at the Independence Day Grand Gala 63 with the prestigious Reggae Icon Award. Yes, the Prime Minister handed over the awards to Leroy Sibbles, Capleton and Barris Hammond, each of them celebrated for their global impact and dedication to Jamaican music and culture. With the details, here's Raymond Morrison.
As fireworks lit up the night sky and the colors of the Jamaican flag danced across the national stadium, the soul of the island echoed through the sound of reggae, a genre that has long carried the rhythm of resistance, pride, and identity. On this 63rd anniversary of independence, the government paid tribute to 3 of the genre's most revered voices, Leroy Sibbles, Capleton, and Barris Hammond, each of them giants in their own right, shaping and spreading Jamaica's cultural legacy across the globe. Leroy Sibbles, bassline genius and founding member of the Heptones, credited his supporters for the moment.
Massive! Massive! This one is for you! And for all the things that I did and all that I do. Blessed love! Give thanks!
And for Capleton, the honor was part of a lineage, a continuous flame passed through generations of conscious lyricists and cultural warriors.
And I want to big up all the icons before me and the youth them to come. And we are say good over evil, equal rights and justice for all, salvation, redemption, repatriation, restoration, liberation, emancipation, self-esteem, self-awareness, self-reliance, self-thought, self-control, respect, discipline, diligence, humility, tolerance. All pro-Jamaican say more fire!
Meanwhile, Barris Hammond, known for his unmistakable voice and timeless love ballads, spoke of a deep yearning to always return to the place that gave him his wings, Jamaica.
All of you allowed me to tour almost the world. And everywhere I go, I will want to come back fast. Because you know why? Not like this. Brand Jamaica, yeah?
As the Grand Gala wrapped with cheers and a celebration this independence, the spotlight on these reggae icons reminded the nation and the world of the enduring power of Jamaican music. Raymond Morrison, CVM News.
More CVM News at 7 in a moment.
Do it for your best life. Go check your HIV status. So keep your life trending, no pretending. Me I tell yourself do it for you, do it for you. Every time you are link with a condom, coulda husband, coulda wife, coulda be a random. Condom connect and protect your profile. Be your own fan. Do it for your best life. Do it for your best life. Don't put yourself at risk. Condom connect every time. Do it for your best life.
Hey everybody, I'm Yendi, and this is Odyssey with Yendi. In this space, we connect with some of your favorite people as they share their journeys. Here we have some unfiltered conversations as we deep dive into their inspirations, motivations, and experiences to inspire our own life journey.
Odyssey with Yendi. Brought to you by Grace, Singer, and IslandNet Services.
Come rise with sunrise. It's Friday. IT and TK, we're taking you to the weekend. First up, it's React. Then we head into some poetic vibrations. We switch up the pace with some aquatic movements. And your morning wraps with some sweet Jamaican melodies. You've never seen a sunrise quite like this.
Thanks so much for staying with us. After years of pleas from residents, a public sanitary convenience has finally opened in Junction, St. Elizabeth. The facility is expected to serve thousands who pass through one of Jamaica's fastest growing towns daily. Raymond Morrison has more.
For decades, Junction, a booming commercial hub in St. Elizabeth, has stood tall with its banks, restaurants, pharmacies and plazas. But amidst all that growth, one essential facility was missing, a public sanitary convenience. Last December, residents and advocacy groups raised the alarm. The absence of a public toilet was creating unsanitary conditions, posing a serious health risk in a town that hosts vendors, commuters and visitors from as far as Trelawney to Treasure Beach. Now the once half-finished structure in the town centre has been transformed, a symbol of partnership between community members, local authorities and the government. Minister of Local Government Desmond Mackenzie, who was on site, announced that the facility will operate free of cost for the first 5 months.
This facility must operate free of cost for the next 5 months. So while I know there are going to be a little thing that is required for the maintenance, for the next 5 months the people will have the benefit of it. So after that time come, we will look at whatever the rates are.
Mackenzie also used the occasion to dismiss online claims that the JLP is merely cutting ribbons for show.
The big headline was, look here, I'm going to go open all bathroom to them go cut ribbon. Hold on, please. I find it disturbing because those who are promoting this nonsense ought to know better.
The minister went a step further, pointing out that while the opposition criticizes, they have themselves benefited from projects undertaken by the JLP government.
I know what is sad about it. The KSMAC benefited from the funds that we provided. They opened 2 sanitary facilities, one in Papine, one in Crossroads, in the constituency and the leader of the opposition, and he was there participating in the opening of that public sanitary facility. So how come nobody never complained when he was doing it?
Also addressing the gathering, Councillor for the Malvern Division Donald Simpson urged residents to take responsibility for the upkeep of the new facility.
This morning I want to urge persons using the facility to take care of it, because you know the challenges that you have faced when you come into Junction, and if nature calls and you need to use a public facility.
And in typical style, Minister Mackenzie wrapped up with a light jab at his critics.
They are being criticized. Well, let me tell you something. I am cutting this ribbon here today, and tomorrow I'm going to be in Portland cutting another ribbon.
From half-finished and forgotten to fully functional and finally here, Junction's new sanitary convenience is more than bricks and tiles. Stakeholders says it's a win for advocacy, unity and community well-being. Raymond Morrison, CVM News.
The Tufton Aerodrome is to be relocated as part of the government's plan to expand the Kingston port. But while the move has been confirmed, questions remain about the maintenance and relocation costs. Carla Ramdeen has more.
The Tufton Aerodrome, currently located at Marcus Garvey Drive in Kingston, is being relocated to facilitate further expansion of the Kingston port. Minister of Transport Darrell Vaz says the relocation is part of a long-term infrastructure plan. Vaz explains the Airports Authority of Jamaica, AAJ, is working closely with the Port Authority and the National Works Agency on relocating plans that will see operations move to the Norman Manley International Airport. But pilot and aviation lawyer Darren Belahay says concerns have been expressed by stakeholders about its maintenance, relocation cost, and convenience, adding that the move is unfortunate.
It's been a fantastic training location. In the old days, there was Airways, there was Trans-Jamaica Airlines, there are a number of domestic carriers. Connectivity throughout the island is particularly important for tourism, as we're pushing with the tourism growth in the industry, which is great. And it would be unfortunate to see us lose this as a training environment where youngsters like this can really hone their talents in a space that is comfortable and relatively safe. Not that can't work at a relocated site, but for sure, when you look at also the cost to the government to relocate the entire airport, and we ask who is going to stand those costs, the convenience of travel to the new location, wherever that may be, and therefore the movement of passengers from there to the other domestic airports.
Director of the Aviation College and aircraft owner, David Robertson, says the ministry is being ambiguous with the date and is hopeful the aerodrome will remain open. But Vaz says consultants hired by the AAJ are conducting studies to identify possible alternative sites for the establishment of the new aerodrome, adding that these studies should be completed by September of this year. Carla Ramdeen, CVM News.
We take a break. Stay with us.
Everybody out, fried chicken with a pre-bucket for the crew. Share a bucket together, everybody go live. Spicy original when we online. Bucket together to the new dance craze. Taste explosion bursting with flex. When we a bucket together, it put you in a good mood. Every moment you share is finger licking good. Bucket together, come make we bucket together. Hey, bucket together.
It's Feel Good Days at Quartz with up to $70,000 off select items. Get an Eleanor dresser and nightstand combo for only $39,999. Queen mattress and base combo starting at $67,999. A Marbey fridge stove and microwave combo for only $112,999. Or a 75-inch TCL Smart TV and soundbar combo for $149,999. Plus get 20% off or a $10,000 book voucher with select credit purchases. It's Feel Good Days at Quartz, bringing value home. Offers in August 24. Condition.
Thanks so much for staying with us. In business news, just days before the political spotlight shifts to the election stage, the Prime Minister met with the Jamaica Broilers group at the Best Dressed Chicken Renewed Energy launch in a congratulatory context rather than a political one. In a move that highlights a focus on economic development rather than partisan politics, the event held just 5 days before an election is set to be announced saw ministry leaders and other dignitaries celebrating the investment that caused a major boost in the energy industry. Crystal Williams reports.
$8 million, an investment lauded by the executive director and CEO of the Jamaica Broilers group of companies, Christopher Levy, as the one that will make the company's products more affordable and give them a more competitive standing.
The purpose of it is what we like to call the food independence of Jamaica.
It means that they are far more insulated from the volatility of international shocks in the energy market, which would be chiefly responsible for any unpredictable rise in the price of chicken meat. And you would have seen that happen time and time again.
The Minister of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport, Darrell Vaz, commended the company for its investment in a state-of-the-art energy system that promises to reshape the future of food production. He says this plant will allow for more efficient use of fuel, producing both electricity and heat, an approach that will produce tangible benefits that align with the national energy policy.
Fewer greenhouse gas emissions, improve operational reliability, and lower energy cost. But most importantly, it signals what is possible when industry leaders take proactive steps towards sustainability.
This 6.5 megawatt plant, powered by liquefied natural gas, LNG, is a Caribbean first in its scale and integration. However, in the mind of the average Jamaican, the following sentiments may arise.
Why should we be celebrating this major investment of $8 million into the energy independence and security of Jamaica Broilers? Will it mean that the price of chicken meat will be less for me?
Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining, Floyd Green, describes this development as a new era in agriculture, focused on growth and transformation. He says, this brings the industry beyond survival and tradition into resilience, profitability, and sustainability. Despite challenges such as a post-pandemic economy and last year's hurricane, the minister celebrated the company's success.
In fact, in most of our Caribbean neighbors, they import about 80% of their poultry. In Jamaica, we are fully self-sufficient in our poultry production.
The Prime Minister commended the Jamaica Broilers Group, Scotiabank, and other members of the private sector in leading this initiative, and emphasized the importance of the private sector in the country's economic development.
What we want to see happen is that our banks are taking more risks and supporting the productive sector of the economy. To the private sector, continue to invest. You know, be assured I'll be there to cut the ribbon. I'll be there with you to cut the ribbon.
Crystal Williams, CVM News.
Well, Jordan Fort won't be cutting ribbons. He's looking ahead to sports.
Well, good news for one of Jamaica's World Championships bound sprinters, Nika. Ashanti Moore setting a personal best in Serbia today. And this is just a little over a month out from the World Championships. Not in the event she'll be contesting, which is the 200, but in the 100. So it's a good sign for her heading into Worlds. Plus, we're talking cricket, lovely cricket once again. The West Indies engaged in battle against Pakistan once again. Why that face? They're engaged against Pakistan, but this time it's in the ODI format, a format that the West Indies has actually surprisingly been doing fairly well at. So we'll see if the results will be different this time around.
All right, I'm looking forward to that. Well, you should too, because there's more CVM news after these.
The time by KFC is
7:30. Come rise with sunrise. It's Friday. IT and TK, we're taking you to the weekend. First up, it's React. Then we head into some poetic vibrations. We switch up the pace with some aquatic movements. And your morning wraps with some sweet Jamaican melodies. You've never seen a sunrise quite like this.
Everybody out. Fried chicken with a pre-bucket for the crew. Share a bucket together. Everybody go live. Spicy original when we online. Bucket together to the new dance craze. Taste explosion bursting with flex. When we a bucket together, it put you in a good mood. Every moment to share is finger licking good. Bucket together, come make we bucket together. Hey, bucket together, bucket together.
Get them ready for back to school with Quartz. Buy select HP and Lenovo laptops and get a free backpack, mouse, and mousepad. Shop printers starting at $12,999, up to 25% off tablets. Or get a 15-inch Lenovo laptop for only $59,999. Plus, enjoy 20% off or a $10,000 book voucher with select credit purchases. Back to school at Quartz, bringing value home. Offers end August 24. Conditions apply.
Welcome back. A look now at what's trending online.
So, what's trending online today? The Jamaica Tourist Board, JTB, has officially launched a new advertising campaign featuring sprint legend Usain Bolt, who was recently appointed Jamaica's Global Tourism Ambassador. The 30-second video campaign debuted August 6 in celebration of Jamaica's Independence Day and is now airing across digital platforms. Let's take a look at your reactions. At Tribe9 Studios comments, "This is the best campaign I've seen by the Tourism Board in a while. Our talent can speak for themselves. Great job," at Tourism JA. At Neemsay1313 writes, "Usain Bolt, you are such a humble champion. After everything that has happened, you still cherish Jamaica." At Chapwa Jamaica Business says, "Finally a ballad on the tourist premium trail. Rasta get a rest." At Honey_K Lily writes, "He deserves national hero status," along with Bob Marley, of course. At I'm Just Michael_ comments, "Okay, now bring back Air Jamaica and have this plane in the flight." At Sasha.Brown7 shares, "It's about time them use up the boss. Spread this all over Europe, UK, Canada, and billboard in Times Square." At Wickedman Chris says, "Jamaica, it's an experience. Come see for yourself." And that's what's happening online. Continue to share your thoughts with us on X at CVM TV and CVM_television on Instagram and Facebook. I'm Michael Paul.
And we go over now to regional and international news.
We begin with news in the region. In Guyana, the government has invested more than $32 billion to establish new housing infrastructure in Region 3 over the last 5 years, according to Minister of Housing and Water Colin Crawl at the commissioning of the water treatment plant at Parika on Wednesday. More from Newsroom Guyana.
We have increased the household allocations in under 5 years. In fact, within the last 3 years, we have increased the allocations to approximately 11,000 new allottees here in Region 3. That also, with those allocations, also saw the opening up of 18 new housing areas. So I want you to therefore put into context, yes, we're seeing a massive building, a massive infrastructure here. But the plan that was prepared took into consideration you, who are the existing customers. We therefore, we got into government, we reduced the charges by 5%. We reintroduced the subsidy to our pensioners. We removed the VAT on water.
And in international news, factory owners in Indonesia say they're already bearing the brunt of the uncertainty caused by U.S. tariffs. Southeast Asia's largest economy negotiated lower export duties, but many manufacturers are looking for new markets beyond America. That report from Al Jazeera.
For nearly 30 years, this garment manufacturer in Indonesia's Central Java province has had a steady stable of clients. Most of them are U.S.-based clothing companies that supply some of the world's best-known brands. But the past few months have been tough. The factory manager, Dedi Mulyadi, says some customers have been canceling orders.
Of course, this policy was unexpected because with this tariff war, all of our estimates have been thrown off. We usually export to the United States, and now with the tariff war hitting our regular market in the US, it has affected our margins.
In April, US President Donald Trump imposed a 32% levy on Indonesian goods. But under a deal signed last month, it was reduced to 19%. Within weeks, however, other Southeast Asian countries struck similar agreements, essentially leveling the playing field.
What we know so far, Trump is really unpredictable. You know, he can change his mind overnight and so on and so forth. So at least for the current situation, 19% is still understandable, although it's not necessarily fair.
Dedi says the rapid changes to trade taxes mean there's no room for complacency.
We are taking on brands that aren't related to America, such as brands from Japan and Europe. So that is our goal, to look for new market prospects and start approaching countries that are not American markets.
And that's it for regional and international news.
We take a break. Up next is sports with Jordan Fort.
Rise with sunrise. It's Friday. IT and TK, we're taking you to the weekend. First up, it's React. Then we head into some poetic vibrations. We switch up the pace with some aquatic movements. And your morning wraps with some sweet Jamaican melodies. You've never seen a sunrise quite like this.
Hey everybody, I'm Yendi, and this is Odyssey with Yendi. In this space, we connect with some of your favorite people as they share their journeys. Here we have some unfiltered conversations as we deep dive into their inspirations, motivations, and experiences to inspire our own life journey.
Odyssey with Yendi. Brought to you by Grace, Singer, and Islandnet Services.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is